Low energy on a low carb diet. If you tried low carb or eating less and felt tired, this is not a failure. It's your body giving feedback. Let's look at what happens and what can be done safely. Compiled by Dr. Siva Navaratnam and ChatGPT. This is educational content only, not individual medical advice. A common experience, and I hear it often. People tell me, I tried it, but I felt tired and unmotivated. In most cases, this doesn't mean the approach is wrong. It certainly doesn't mean the person has failed. It usually happens because people are eating too little overall, cutting the wrong foods instead of the right ones, or exercising too hard too soon while their body is still adapting. This is the body giving feedback, not a sign of weakness or a lack of discipline. Once we understand this, we can correct it safely and move forward. When people reduce carbohydrates or calories, the order of foods become very important. The first priority is proteins. Protein protects muscle, supports energy levels, and keeps metabolism stable. For most adults, this means around 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of ideal body weight spread across the day. The next priority is essential fats, especially omega-3 fats. These support brain energy, hormone balance, and help the body transition safely when sugar and refined carbohydrates are reduced. Finally, fiber-rich whole foods support gut health, bowel regularity, and better glucose control. When people feel low energy on low carb diet, it is often because one or more of these foundations is missing, not because the approach itself is wrong. The fuel switch. When sugar and refined carbohydrates are reduced, the body has to make a fuel switch. It needs to find an alternative source of energy because the brain still needs fuel and the muscles must be protected. If this transition happens too quickly or without the right nutrients, people often feel tired, flat, or unwell. This is where healthy fats become important. They provide a stable energy source, support the brain, and help the body adapt while protecting muscle during the transition. Supporting the transition. Once carbohydrates and sugar are reduced, the body needs support while it adapts. The first requirement is adequate protein to protect the muscle and maintain strength and metabolism. The next is healthy fats, such as those from eggs, fish, and olive oil. These provide a healthy source of energy and help the brain function well during the transition. Fluids and electrolytes are also very important. When people reduce processed foods, they often lose sodium and other electrolytes, which can contribute to fatigue, headaches, or dizziness. Adequate hydration and electrolytes help prevent these symptoms and make the transition far more comfortable. Keto flu, what to know. Some people experience what's commonly called keto flu during the early stages of a low carbohydrate diet. These symptoms are usually temporary and may include low energy, headaches, dizziness, or changes in bowel habits such as loose stools. In most cases, this is not an illness and not a sign that something is wrong. It usually happens because of electrolyte loss, reduced fluid intake, or too much dietary restrictions too quickly. When protein, healthy fats, fluids, and electrolytes are adequately replaced, these symptoms usually settle as the body adapts. Move, don't stress the body. Movement is essential for health and it needs to support the body, not stress it. Research shows that around 7,000 steps per day is already associated with a significant reduction in mortality and the risk of chronic disease. This means benefits come from gentle, consistent movement, not extreme or punishing exercise. Simple walking done regularly is powerful. Adding light muscle strengthening exercises helps preserve muscle, improve glucose control, and support long-term metabolic health. What we want to avoid is extreme exercise while underfed because that raises cortisol levels, increases hunger, and can slow recovery and progress. The goal is steady movement that your body can recover from, not exhaustion. Real expectations. It is important to have realistic expectations when making lifestyle changes. In the early weeks, most weight loss is fluid loss, not fat loss. This is normal and expected. Fat loss happens slowly and steadily over time, especially when muscle is protected and hormones are stabilized. Rather than focusing only on the scale, it is more helpful to track other markers such as waist size, energy levels, sleep quality, mood, and strength. And if energy feels low at any point, remember this message. Low energy is feedback, not failure. It is a signal to adjust, not to give up. Below are some references for further reading. All the best. Thank you for watching.